Hey guys, PETERNOIC here. Guys, I'm so excited because today the TerryTV x PETERNOIC collab is finally happening and it's in the form of a fanfiction. Yeah. I'm sorry guys. But it will happen one day. Don't get discouraged guys, so please hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications. Today, we're continuing the fanfictions. Now in my last video reacting to fanfictions, which you can check out right there, you guys called me out. You're like, Peter, you said reading for an hour, but the video is only like 46 minutes. And I'm like, guys, it's because I cut it down. I mean, I read for an hour, but you know, I was helping you guys out, okay? Shit, how you gonna put me on blast like that? But guys, today I'm gonna read your hashtag Perry fanfictions because you guys worked really hard on them and I can't wait to read them. And then we're gonna continue some fanfictions that I read in the last episode. Now, before we get into it, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support. We're so close to 8,000 subscribers and another Pedro and Amigo video. And guys, I love you, okay? Do you know that? You do? Alright, guys, bring it in for a hug, okay? Okay. And last time I gave a shout out to my friend. They weren't too pleased about the shout out. So, you know what? This video is dedicated to you, friend, okay? Yeah, how about that, boo? You happy now? And you guys are like, Peter, you need new friends. Yeah, I probably do. Guys, let's get right into it. So, I'm assuming that it's on Wattpad, so we're just going to type Wattpad here. Bam, stories you'll love. Oh, boo, you already know. Romance. That's what I'm all about, baby. How do I get to the actual... do I actually have to make an account? You don't need an account. I didn't have this problem last time, did I? No, what if I just search hashtag Perry? Bam. Alright. Hopefully the Perry fanfiction pops up. Is there any Perry? No, Katy Perry, Tony Perry. Alright. I don't know. I know you guys linked me it, but this is just Katy Perry fanfiction. Wait. PETERNOIC. Look, maybe you guys used me as a... No, I know you guys wrote... Oh, here it is! A Perry fanfiction. Okay. 30 reads already. Guys, this is some good shit happening. The beginning of a new love. A Perry fanfiction. Alright, very nice. I like this here. Very nice editing. Alright, this is by Kawaii Uchiha 3, so shout out to Kawaii Uchiha 3. Let's go. Two YouTubers, one who is fairly successful and is loved by many. Hey, are you saying I'm not loved by many? I mean, I guess I'm not. TBH. This shit is getting too real. The other one who watches with eyes full of admiration. Soon to be known. Why can't I read this with a straight face here? Soon to be noticed by the one he sets his eyes on, TerryTV and PETERNOIC. Peter, a fairly small YouTuber who's went through a lot and looks up to Terry for being the kind-hearted man he is. Terry, a very awkward yet funny guy, loved by many, and more soon to come. What will happen between these two? The only way to find out is to press the start reading button. Narrator's point of view. Peter couldn't believe his eyes or ears. He was questioning whether or not he was dreaming when watching one of his favorite YouTubers' videos. All he could think to himself was, Terry actually noticed me. He sat in shock, replaying the video over and over again, not even realizing that he had gained so many subscribers in such a short amount of time. Peter has always admired Terry for so long, and he had even developed a little celebrity crush on the man. Nothing too serious though. Oh my gosh, okay. Peter couldn't contain his excitement and had to film a video reacting and thanking Terry for his previous video. Alright, this is pretty realistic here. And I probably did watch the video over and over again, to be honest. Where am I up to? Yeah, alright. Peter filmed the video and decided to take a break before editing. During the video, he promised to follow Terry and DM him, but to his surprise, Terry already followed him first. Yeah, I wish, man. Come on. Peter DM'd Terry first. Alright. Peter, hey Terry, thank you so much for all the love. I really appreciate it. Oh my god. I look up to you a lot and maybe you could collab with a scrub like me one day. Oh my god. Using the term scrub because I said it in my video. Very nice. Again, thank you and get back to me if you can. Now he waits. Peter never expected someone as big as Terry to notice his existence, so he was still leaning on the fact that he could be dreaming, but after many pinches later, he figured he wasn't. Peter decides to get something to eat and hops up from his chair and goes to the fridge, stretching on the way. I should really stock up on groceries, he says aloud to himself before jumping at the sound of his phone's notification sound. God, I'm spitting on my lips here. Alright. Terry, hey, no problem, man. Just giving you the recognition you deserve. I'd love to collab with you, even if it means going all the way to Australia, lol. It could also be a chance for me to tour around Australia and see some new things. If you're okay with it, I can come in around a week or two. Need to get some planning done. I can't wait to collab with you, Peter. Let's keep in touch. Love, heart. Peter's jaw was basically dragging on the floor now. Terry was so nice and respectful. He even put a heart at the end. True, gotta love the heart. Peter couldn't deny the fact that he was fangirling really hard right now. He had even forgot he left the fridge open. Oh shit, that's some next level fangirling, you know? You can't forget to close the fridge door. Peter closed the fridge and went to his room soon after plopping onto his bed, holding his phone to his chest and sighing. I can't believe this. Oh my god. He says before smiling like a giddy schoolgirl just receiving a text from her crush. I just can't believe it, Peter says before pinching himself once more to tell himself he wasn't dreaming for the bazillionth time. Realization struck when he pulled out his phone, rereading Terry's message. Terry is coming here. Peter didn't know what to do or what to say back. All kinds of thoughts filled his mind, such as cutting his hair, to his attire, to the cleanliness of his house. Peter calmed down a bit before sighing to himself and saying, you have 2 weeks. What's the rush? Peter decided to chit-chat with Terry a little, which included giving him his phone number and address, seeing he'd need those things soon. Oh yes, okay. And he didn't want to text on Twitter for the rest of their slowly forming relationship. I mean, friendship, shit. I'm already thinking too far ahead here. Upon receiving the phone number, Terry decides to call Peter since Terry isn't the type to text over calling. Peter, on the other hand, began freaking out. Calm down, Peter. You're overthinking. Just answer the call and act natural. You got this, Peter. Peter says to himself before grudgingly answering the phone call. Hello? Peter! Hey, yeah, sorry for suddenly calling. Haha, I just prefer calling over texting. It's much easier. Yeah. Peter laughs nervously, biting his lip. Peter is sweating buckets. To him, this is like meeting BTS, but on a much lesser scale, but to him it was still very important. Peter was hardly listening to Terry at all over his own heartbeat, but snapped out of his trance to hear Terry on the other end calling his name. Sorry, Terry. I was just still so shocked to be talking to you, as if we've spoken a million times. I'm like a fan meeting their idol right now. Sorry if I seem a bit odd. This is just so surprising to me. Terry chuckles and thinks to himself, "Cute." Oh my god. Look, I'm not blushing. Do you think I'm what? Before going on with what he was saying, it's fine. As I was saying, we should come up with an idea for a video. I'll be coming in 2 weeks and staying for 1.5 weeks, so mind if I crash at your place while I'm there? I mean, if you do, I can always find a hotel. Peter cut off Terry's awkward laughing enthusiastically, saying, "Oh, of course you can stay here. I don't mind." Terry being slightly shocked at his enthusiasm, but laughing after that. Okay, then it's settled. You should think about some cool places to take me while I'm there, and if you think about any cool video ideas, then just call or text me. It was amazing talking to you, Peter, and I can't wait to see where our friendship goes. No, don't say that, Terry says. Peter was smiling to himself, slightly blushing before agreeing. Yeah. They say their goodbyes, and Peter lets out a loud yet happy sigh. I wonder where this will lead, before going back to editing his video. Hello Toast and Baby Noix. In Peter's video, he suggests some Perry fan fiction, so a few of us decided to actually do it. So here I am. I'm not the best writer, but I think I have enough experience to make a decent fic. Sorry if anything is inaccurate or overly cringy or forced. I feel like having them meet so early is weird, but I don't want to make this extremely long, so hopefully I can make it about only 2 to 3 chapters. I plan on 3, but it can always extend into 4, so we'll see as I go on. Make sure to share this with Terry and Peter so they see. And if Terry sees, I'm sorry, Terry, but Peter told us to. And if Peter sees, I was only fulfilling his wishes. Very nice, very nice. To be continued. Alright, let's read the comments. Yep, it's all Peter's fault, huh? Oh my god, I fangirl over his fangirling. Oh, that's cute. Alright, guys, so I will link that in the description. Guys, be sure to go show Kawaii Uchiha 3 some love. go leave in the comments like, oh my god, it was so good, please make some more. Alright, here we go guys, there's more stories. She updated this. Alright, let's read. I promise. Yep, so it ended with me kissing the girl. Now you guys said whenever it's YN or your name, you guys wanted me, instead of saying you, to actually put a girl's name. So I'm gonna put Phoebe, okay? Phoebe's the girl's name here, so hashtag Peter and Phoebe, okay? Continue reading. Alright, let's go. Alright, handcuffs. Oh shit, 6 views. Alright, I see. Their night was just to start as they both begin to undress. Okay. Phoebe's fingers undoing her dress, the silk belt that ties at her hip as the fabric comes undone, moving her eyes from the vibrant red to Peter, who stands with his back to her, shrugging out of his jacket and moving onto a new topic, on some new idea. A slow smile spreads across her face. Delicately removing the belt from the dress, she moves forwards with a purpose, as Peter remains oblivious, lost in his own world. Dropping the silk over his eyes, he trails off and she secures it around his head. Oh dear, okay, this is getting kinky. Alright, I'm not blushing, okay? Shit. She can hear his breath hitch just slightly as he slowly turns to face her. A smile fighting to show. Phoebe? He's never requested more out of their sex life. They've mixed it up with various positions and locations around the house, but she knows it's all relatively tame compared to his past. Okay, well, hold on, guys. My kinky past? What? How do you know about that? With how fast his mind moves, anything repetitive and mundane can bore him quickly. She also knows it's very unlikely of him to open up about any weird kinks of his, as that requires a level of vulnerability he is not comfortable with, so she'll have to be the one to make the first move. It's always been her job to look out for his best interest. Okay. You talk too much, she whispers. Hey, girls say that a lot about me. I'm sorry. I can't. You know, shit. Trailing her lips along his ear, kissing down his neck. Oh god. Peter shudders instantly. His breathing picked up speed. Phoebe grins in satisfaction, enjoying the feeling of control over him and how he seems ready to come undone at a simple word. Just as he lifts his hands, trying to pull her closer, she steps away, leaving him to grope empty air. Boom. Phoebe, he calls, blindly probing the air as a frown appears. You're not the one calling the shots tonight, Peter. Oh god. Okay, alright. She knows from a time as his PA at his Playboy days that he has a thing about restraints. It wasn't uncommon for her to notice handcuffs and scarves mixed into the bedding the morning after his latest conquest, stumbled out of bed, gripping the sheet tightly as she fought to hold on to some dignity. Having never engaged in the activity herself, she had simply written it off. Now with him practically vibrating with excitement and the sense of power she has, she can certainly see the appeal. Leading him over to the bed, she moves him in front of her, pushing him down on the end of the bed. His knees knock against it as he sits, bouncing slightly, the smile on his face only growing. Straddling his waist, she kisses him hard on the mouth, okay, deciding when his hands settle on her and move up her back as he tries to change the positions. The blindfold isn't going to be enough. Pulling back, she removes his hands from her waist, securing them as best as she can behind his back. Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm getting tied up now. Her voice drops huskily as she leans in to whisper in his ear, excitement coursing through with her next words. Where do you keep the handcuffs? Author's note. On June 5th, 2018, Peter made a video reading 2 of my fanfiction, so I decided to make this a part 2. I don't know what will come to my... Oh no! True baby noics! Using the puns, I like it. But hopefully it's kinky enough. Alright, I see you. Very nice. Continue. Mexican girls rock. Okay, very nice. Oh, alright, here we go. Safe word. Okay, here we go. He can't help the involuntary fear that slams into him when Phoebe restricts his movements, holding his hands behind his back. It only grows worse with the request of handcuffs. When she had draped her impromptu blindfold over his eyes, panic had been his initial thought, bringing back memories of... But then she had pressed herself close, lips running down his neck, as she sent as her scent filled his nose. Ah, scent, okay, I love it. Pulling him from the dark cave. For a moment, he had been fine. With his hands on her, it reinforced his location, letting Phoebe ground him in the moment, fighting away the memories. Now, he was struggling not to have a noticeable panic attack. Peter? Phoebe calls, the husky tone in her voice. Okay, let me try and do a husky voice. A husky girl voice. How do I do it? Peter? I don't know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright. The husky tone in her voice replaced with worry when he doesn't respond and instead stiffens. Cursing his inability to respond, his throat constricts as he tries to force one, though it only comes out as a strangled noise than actual words because Phoebe has still yet to let go of his wrist. Peter, she calls again as the worry grows, finally releasing his hands to cup his face. Are you okay? I'm fine. He forces through his lips now that she's let go. Peter, you're sweating. I'm fine, he says again, though it doesn't sound any more convincing. He hopes she will let it go. Luck, however, is not on his side as she puts two and two together. Oh god, she gasps softly, quickly removing the blindfold. I'm so sorry, Peter. I'm such an idiot. Blinking several times. Oh no, the battery is running low. Okay, here we go. It always runs low. Okay, blinking several times as his eyes readjust, Phoebe feels his sight, looking completely panicked. Her eyes... Where? Oh my god, I can't read. Look, I saw eyes up here and then I read. Okay. Her hands fisted in lap like she's scared to touch him. He hates this all. The way she looks at him, like he's fragile, like he might break at the slightest touch. How he's ruining this perfect moment. A fantasy he's had for several years and now it's all falling apart because he can't keep it together. Phoebe, I'm fine, he tries again to reassure her, gripping her shoulders in the process, but her guilt doesn't seem to waver. Just no cuffs, he offers, trying to smile. I'm good with the blindfold, he tells her, reaching down in an attempt to pull the silk from her hands. Peter, Phoebe sighs, tightening her grip on the belt, but Peter is quick to interrupt. Don't do this to me, Phoebe. Don't treat me like I'm broken. I'm not, Peter, Phoebe states determinedly. You just don't deal with things in a healthy way. I don't want you steamrolling over this in an effort to ignore it. I'm not, he tells her, pulling the blindfold back over his eyes. I'm dealing. Sensing she's not entirely convinced, when he takes her hand, he continues, look, we'll come up with a safe word, and if there's an issue, we know to stop. Like what? Phoebe asks, still sounding skeptical, but he considers it a victory that she's even entertaining the idea. I don't know, he says, feeling a little more lightheaded now that they aren't dwelling on his freak out. Like strawberry or something? Strawberry? He can't help the smirk he gives. Because you can practically see the way her eyebrow shoots up. Yeah, we need a word we're not going to use often, but easy to remember. Come on, Phoebe, he pushes with a whisper, leaning forward in the hopes of landing a kiss, which is difficult given the fact he can't see. It isn't long before he feels her hands cup his face, pulling him over to the right, and her warm breath wash over him. You're a little off, she teases. Then her lips are on his. He can tell she's still hesitant. Her kiss is soft and tender, nothing like the dominating strength she showed before. Kissing a little harder, he pulls her tightly against him, hoping she'll follow suit as he sinks back into the bed, settling her on top. Phoebe doesn't disappoint. It isn't long before she's kissing back, her hands working to undo the buttons on his shirt. Both of their fears dissipated. He trusts her. In this moment, there is nothing to fear. Oh god. Author's note. Alright guys, this is where it ends for now. I'm planning for the next chapter to be smart, family friendly. So for those of you that want to see it, comment. The more support the better, because I'm going to be freaking out. Oh, no comments. Guys, leave some comments here. That was very nice. Shout out to VIP Big Bang as always. More than this. We need to read this, okay? We need it. Just to refresh your memory, guys. This one, so Terry, you know, bam, he suffers from depression in this one. There was the main character, which is you guys, and then there was Jungkook, and she had to leave to go to Busan. Actually, no, she was from Busan, but she's leaving to Seoul, and Jungkook confessed his love to her, and she was crying, and that's where it left off, so... Guys, this is... hit me in the feels, alright. I'm sorry things had to end this way. Oh god, alright, here we go. Here we go, guys. Phoebe's point of view. The drive to Seoul was relatively quiet. My uncle was driving the van and my mum was softly snoring next to me. I was sandwiched between them, but I didn't feel cramped. The van was a bit spacious, so I could easily catch up on some sleep if I wanted to, but I couldn't sleep. Jungkook was on my mind. Oh god, okay. Oh, guys, a moment of silence for our fallen brother Jungkook here. Okay, I felt bad for leaving him like I did, but I only thought of him as my brother, nothing more. No. Ow. Ow, no. Okay. I sighed at the thought and gazed out of my mum's window. It was evening now. The sky was dimming and it was still raining. We were on the motorway and I asked my uncle how long it would take for us to get there. "Don't worry, Phoebe, we'll be there in an hour," he hummed as he remained focused on the road. My uncle was the only figure in my life who resembled the role of a father. Damn, feels bad, man. I knew he loved me unconditionally, and I did too. Him being my mum's brother, he did have some traits that resembled her: compassion and humility. I started thinking of my new home in Seoul. Mum said it was a bit cramped compared to our Busan home, considering how in the urban areas of Korea they lack space, so they build upwards instead of outwards. I then started thinking of school. I was very studious and determined in my education. But I did have a decent amount of friends in my old school in Busan, so I wasn't considered nerdy. But I still felt nervous. I was moving at a time where people had already made friends, so finding someone would be hard now. The rhythmic movement of the van somehow triggered my ability to sleep as my eyelids grew heavy and I entered slumber. I could hear it again. The shouting from downstairs. Mum and Dad are arguing again. Bang! I hear the front door shut really loud and I come rushing downstairs from my hiding place to see my mum a crying mess on the floor. Oh shit. Okay, I rushed to her aid. Her forehead is bleeding and it looked like she wanted to tell me something. Oh no. Oh dear. Alright, here we go. This is... "Phoebe, your father isn't coming back," she cried between her sobs. I tried to comfort her. Just how any 4-year-old... Okay. Oh dear. No. No. Nah, man. If they saw their mother crying, I kissed her on the cheek and murmured, "Don't worry, Mum, I'll always look out for you." My mum pulled me into a hug and sobbed into my shoulder. Me, being a mature kid from a young age, just stroked her head. I let her cry it all out. No, what? I'm fine, guys, okay? No matter what, that man will never come near my mother. Oh shit. Phoebe. I felt someone gently shaking my shoulders. "Wake up, sweetie, we're here," my mum says. I slowly opened my eyelids and realized the van has come to a stop. We were parked in an urban suburb. Where am I getting these words from? That was dimly lit. I checked the time on my phone. 10:36 p.m. "Why did it take so long?" I mumble as I rub my eyes and stretch my arms. "Well, there was a lot of traffic when we were entering Seoul, so it took an extra hour," my mum replied, sounding a bit tired. "Come on, let's go inside. Your uncle put some of the essentials inside already. We'll get the rest of our stuff tomorrow morning." I get out of the van and jump down on the ground. The weather was more colder compared to Busan, and the wind wasn't as clear and fresh. I could smell a slight hint of smog and the fresh smell of rain on concrete. I guess that's why people in Seoul wear face masks when they go out, true. The landlady let us keep some of the beds for tonight, so just sleep on them, Mum called out as she entered the van to get a bag. "Did you see my bag?" I was at the threshold of the house. I wouldn't really call it that though. It was more of a big flat than an actual house. I grabbed the handle and opened the door. I enter, taking my shoes off, and look around the place. The living room was a decent size, but it wasn't as big as our old living room. But it was still cute. Still cute, guys. The room was decorated nicely, with a neutral color scheme. A spiral staircase led up to the first floor, where I assumed all of the rooms were. Since I was too tired to look around, I just climbed upstairs and entered the nearest door to the staircase. I was going to say suitcase. My uncle was inside putting in some of our stuff. He turns around as he sees me enter. "Phoebe, you finally woke up, huh?" he chuckled as he saw me lug into the room. "I would have slept for longer, but Mum woke me up," I pouted. Let me try that again. "I would have slept for longer, but Mum woke me up." As I went to hug my uncle. "I'm going to miss you so much, Ajusi," I said as I hugged him tightly. I felt tears forming in my eyes as I came to realize that I'd have to say goodbye to him. "Me too, Phoebe, but you're still going to visit me, Ajuma, and Jin Young in Busan, aren't you?" "Jin Young, true?" He smiled warmly. My uncle still had to drive back to Busan, as that was where he lived, but my mum insisted he head out in the morning and sleep here tonight. Of course I will, I said between my sobs. Oh, the thought of visiting Busan, despite me just leaving, made me feel a pang of guilt as I began thinking of Jungkook. I can't bear to face him. Oh, Cookie, come on, man. I ship this so much, man. Come on. You've grown up to be a fine lady, my uncle said, stroking my head. His eyes were glistening with tears. I'm so proud of you, Phoebe. I hope you keep seeing your old Ajusi, he chuckled as he pulled away from the hug to look at me. He kissed my forehead and said, I love you, Phoebe. Remember to take care of your mother. I will, Ajusi, I weakly smiled back as he begins to leave the room. I look around my room. It's definitely smaller than my old room, but I still like it. Smaller is better. I enter the covers of my bed, too tired to change, and sleep almost immediately. I wonder what tomorrow would bring. Maria. Author's note. Let's assume Terry still goes to college, so he's around 19. Alright, 6 months ago. Terry's point of view. Hey yo guys, what's poppin'? Welcome back to my terrible channel. I said, smiling at the camera. Today we'll be reacting to misheard K-pop lyrics. Time skip. I stretched to turn the camera off and sit back on my chair, sighing deeply. That was a good video, I thought to myself, smiling. My ribs were still hurting from all the laughing. I take a sip out of my coffee and stare at the monitor. I really want YouTube to be my permanent job, but I don't know how my parents would react. Oh god, alright, here, it's getting real. It's getting real now. Mum wants me to go to uni and study more, and I really don't want to let her down. I'll edit the video tomorrow, I thought to myself, as I slid off my chair and sat on my bed. I started working on a maths assignment that was due tomorrow. Ping! I heard a notification from my phone. I stretched back to get it from my desk. It was a text from Bo Young, my friend from college. Bo Young. Yeah, Pablo. Why haven't you been answering my calls? Sent 9:48 p.m. I was confused. I didn't really hear any of her calls. I checked my phone log and saw 4 missed calls. I mentally facepalmed myself when I remembered. I had put my phone on silent when I was recording. Me. I didn't see my phone was on silent, sorry. Sent 9:50 p.m. Ping. Bo Young. It's fine. I just started to get worried. Have you finished the maths assignment we had? I could sense what was coming, but I replied normally anyway. Yeah, I was working on it just now. Have you? Bo Young. Yeah, haha, about that. Can you do it for me? I knew it. I smirked as I looked at her text. Of course, but for a price, winky face. She replied almost immediately. Bo Young, I'll do anything. You're buying me lunch for this whole week. Yeah, are you serious? This whole week? You know how broke I am? Fine, then find someone else to do it. Aish, okay, I'll buy you lunch. Good. And one more thing. You have to call me Oppa. Don't push it. I laughed to myself, reading her response. I put down my phone and carried on with my assignment. I did Bo Young's and looked at the time on my desk clock. 11:48 p.m. I sighed and headed to bed to sleep. Another boring day of school tomorrow, I thought to myself. Alright, we can't leave it there. I want to... One more, guys. One more. Come on. Yes. Alright, here we go. Here we go. I needed to end on a juicy note. Alright, author's note. Thank you for the 65 reads. It may not sound like a lot, but it really means a lot to me. Oh, please don't forget to comment. It really helps me out. I may suffer from plot holes, and sometimes what I say is utter nonsense, so I need feedback. XD. True. Alright, Phoebe's point of view. Beep, beep, beep. I could hear the sound of my alarm going off. I reached out sleepily towards my bedside table to put it on snooze and go back to sleep. 30 minutes later, beep, beep, beep. Aish, again, I mumbled sleepily as I got off my bed to check the time. 8:07 a.m. Shit. I jumped off my bed and sprinted to the bathroom to do my morning routine. It took a quick 5-minute shower. I don't know where I got it from. I took a quick 5-minute shower and stepped out, heading towards my wardrobe. But then it dawned on me. My new uniform was still in the van. I started to panic, pacing across my bedroom. What do? Should I just run downstairs in my towel and get them from the van? What if someone sees me? Oh my god, don't tell me she sees Terry. I sighed and realized the only way I can get my uniform was to brave it and go out in my towel. I opened my bedroom door slowly and peeked out to see if anyone was outside, which was dumb of me to do since everyone was probably asleep. Somehow, assuming it was all clear, I dashed down the spiral staircase and head towards the door. Luckily, my uncle had put the keys on the shoe rack, so I grabbed them and head out in the cold. The van was fortunately parked right outside the door, so I legged it, put the keys into the back door. I hurriedly opened it and got in, which proceeded with me shutting the door behind me. I turned around to be greeted by boxes upon boxes of stuff from my old house. I sighed exasperatedly. Typical of me, running late on the first day of school. I don't even have any clothes on. I started to ransack all the boxes and finally find my stuff. I pull out my now crinkly uniform, school bag, and some other clothes I may need to prevent this whole scenario from happening again. Now there was the hurdle of going back in. I slowly opened the door, but I was met with a low groan. Uh-oh. Me, shocked, took a double take and stepped away from the doors. They slowly started to open. I was met with a man whose eyes were wide open at the sight of me. His face began to grow red, understandably so. He was wearing a plain black snapback and a hoodie. Oh no, it's Terry, isn't it? He looked like he was going to say something aggressive to me for hitting him, but his face, it had an embarrassed look on it. I came back to my senses and realized that I was in front of him with just a towel on me. I hurriedly tried to close the door, but not too fast to not hear him utter a small, sorry. Okay. I felt a blush begin to creep up my cheeks as my face was beginning to heat up. What was I thinking? I could have just changed in the van, I mumbled to myself, clearly embarrassed of what just happened. I hurriedly changed into my uniform and ran back into the house, securely locking it. I checked the time, 8:36 a.m. I clenched my eyes shut and rubbed my forehead anxiously. What had just happened? I ran up to my room and dried my hair with my hairdryer. I styled it into a high ponytail and began to put on some light makeup. I had just finished with my lip tint when I heard a knock on my door. Phoebe, are you awake? You're getting late for school. You're getting late. Is that how you say it? You're running late? My mum mumbled sleepily. I'm up, Mum. I'll be out in a bit, I said as I got my bag and phone. I heard someone open the door and look around to see my mum looking at me with a confused look. How did you get your uniform? Wasn't it in the van? She said, eyeing me. I tried to look away from her gaze as I felt my cheeks going red again from the memory. I just went to get it from the van, I said as I tried creeping out of the room. My mum, still in a sleepy daze, shrugged it off and headed to her room. You know the address of the school, right? She said as she slumped to her room. Yeah, it's on my phone, I said as I walked to kiss her on the cheek. Bye, Mum. Bye, Phoebe. Have an amazing first day, she said, smiling at me sleepily. I chuckled at her cute behavior and watched her go to her room. I walked down the staircase, saw my uncle sleeping on the sofa bed in the living room. I looked at him softly snoring, smiling at how peaceful he looked. I approached him to kiss him on the forehead. I'll miss him, I sadly thought, as I made my way towards the main door. I wore my black Timberlands and stepped out once again to the cold. Damn, this is a really long chapter. I think we'll end it after this one. As I got out, I checked for any nearby bus stops and what bus I need to take to get to school on my phone. Luckily, there was one around the corner, and I rushed to it as I saw the bus I needed to take slowly approaching it. Fate was on my side, or so I thought. As I got there just in time, I scanned my bus pass and looked in the mostly empty bus. Rush hour was probably over, I thought to myself, as I walked to a window seat. I looked out to see gloomy Seoul. Buildings were scattered around the place as an unusual mist hung about the air. The clouds threatened downpour as their grey presence tainted the sky. Damn, this descriptive wording is on point. I saw masses of people, most of them wearing masks, as they crossed from sidewalks. I regretted not wearing mine, as I knew my asthma would get horrendous here. 2 stops left, I thought to myself as I waited patiently to get to school. After a couple of minutes, I had finally got to my stop and got off. I looked around where I got off and finally looked at the place I would be attending for school. It was really big and had a modern touch to it. The place was empty, presumably since I was very late. Flip. Family-friendly Peter. I sprinted towards the main entrance, thanking myself for wearing Timberlands. I entered the sliding doors a hot mess and disoriented. I tried to make myself look presentable by fixing my hair and straightening up my already crinkled clothes. I really hope they don't think I'm a delinquent. I look at the clock above the desk. 9:12 a.m. I mentally cursed at myself and walked to the receptionist. Hello, I'm new here. I was meant to start today, I said, trying not to make eye contact. She smiled warmly at me as I looked up. Sure, sweetheart. Can you tell me your name? She said. Oh, it's Phoebe, I said, looking around the reception area. The place looked really prestigious. Despite its modern look, it had traditional elements to it, provided by the trophies and awards that adorned the walls. There you go, she said to me as she printed out a piece of paper and handed it to me. This is your timetable. Right now you have history, which is on the 2nd floor. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to ask me or any of the prefects walking around the building, she said, smiling at me kindly. Thank you so much, I said, bowing and smiling back to her. I made my way to the staircase, headed towards the 2nd floor. Looking at my timetable, it says I'm in room 48. I look around, confused and unaware of where to go. Great, now I'm lost. Hey, what are you doing out of lesson? I hear a voice boom as I turn to the source of it. I see a tall brunette approaching me hurriedly. There was only one thought going along my mind. Now I'm screwed. He was wearing a bright red badge that said prefect on it. I breathed a sigh of relief, hoping he'd help me with my predicament. I got lost. I don't know where to go, I said helplessly, feeling my cheeks burn up. Damn, my cheeks burn up for anyone here, okay. His expression softened as he spoke up. Oh wait, you are new? He said, looking at me questioningly. I noticed he had long lashes that adorned his warm brown eyes. Who is this? His button nose and big eyes made him seem ethereal. He looked like a prince right out of some fantasy book. I realized I was staring, so I looked down on the floor. Yeah, I started today, but I'm not on a good start, I grumbled. I thought you were a student trying to bunk, he said, chuckling nervously. Let me see your timetable. I handed it to him and see his face light up. Oh, I know where you're heading. Follow me, he said, leading me to a corridor. He pointed at the door in front of us. This is your class. You have Mr. Lee. So I'd pray for your ass right now, if I was you, he said, smirking. I tried to look away from his piercing gaze. If you need any help, just come to me. I'm Taehyun. No. No. How you gonna friend zone Jungkook and now blush for Taehyung here? No. I'm Phoebe, I murmured, liking the touch of his soft hand against mine. See you around, as he winks at me, oh shit, and turns at a corner. I remember what Taehyung had told me. Pray for my ass. Why would I need to do that? I shrugged it off and entered the classroom. All of a sudden, I felt everyone's eyes on me, including Mr. Lee's. And who may you be? He said in an annoyed tone. I'm Phoebe. I just started today, I mumbled as I approached the front. Well, it's not a good start to your first day, now is it? I'm trying to sound like Professor Snape here. He grunted. Go sit next to Terry and try to concentrate. He said, looking away from me and facing the board. I was a bit lost as to who Terry was, but I assumed it was the only guy in the classroom sitting by himself. I approached him and my eyes widened in shock. His expression mirrored mine. Black snap back. Author's note. Dun dun dun. Phoebe and Terry finally meet. I didn't even know I'd actually add this drama. It just came out, lol. Thanks for reading. Alright, guys. What a cliffhanger to end it on. It was Terry with the hoodie and the snapback. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I really had so much fun reading this. If you guys got into this video and you enjoyed it as well and you enjoyed my reading, please be sure to hit the like button. It helps out a lot. I will link all these fanfictions in the description. Go show the creators some love, okay? Because, you know, they worked really hard on it. Leave some comments. Be like Papa Peter sent me. Guys, hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Turn on those notifications because I love you guys so much. And guys, tell me in the comments below what your favorite fanfiction of this video was. And guys, share this video with everyone you know, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Stay awesome, guys.